Moving on here quickly to, we got some sports stories. We had the World Cup qualifiers yesterday. The United States tied Jamaica 1-1. And Mexico lost to Canada. Now, Mexico lost to the United States over the weekend. And one of the Mexican players was talking about how he received some death threats. Mexico's Shaka Rodriguez reveals social media threats sent to family after loss to the United States. And I guess people were sending messages to his wife, and he responded to one. He says, "I'm the husband of the wife you wrote to. I understand that my work in the national team can be the cause of all of this in you. I don't justify it, but I understand it. I ask you please not to write any more to my wife. To rape and kill are very cruel words. We don't deserve this, least of all to include family. I hope this is over now. May God bless you."
Damn.
This came after their 2-0 loss last Friday against the United States, and then they lost again last night. It was it's like an ice bowl last night up in Canada, man. Damn. United States tied it up. So now we have. So essentially, the way that this works out is it's the World Cup qualifiers. The top 3 get to go to the World Cup. And as far as the points go, right now at the top of the list, it's Canada. They've got 16 points. The United States, they have 15. And then you have Mexico coming in at 14. And then you have Panama at number 4 with 14 points as well. And they're only like halfway done through these. I thought that they were pretty close to being wrapped up, but no, it's not even close. Which then also led to the conversation about Andres Escobar. And Tyler, you said you had not heard this story yet, the guy from Colombia?
I had not.
So this happened back in 1994 at the World Cup. And it was in a match against the United States. It says here, stretching to block a cross from American midfielder John Harkes. He inadvertently deflected the ball into his own net. The United States took a 1-0 lead and ended up winning 2-1. After the 1994 FIFA World Cup, Escobar decided to return to Colombia instead of visiting relatives in Las Vegas, Nevada. On the evening of July 1st, 1994, 5 days after the elimination of Colombia from the World Cup, Escobar called his friends and they went to a bar. Then they went to the liquor store. Oh, this is all in Medellin, by the way. Shortly afterwards, they arrived at a nightclub. His friends split up. Escobar was left alone in the parking lot in his car when 3 men appeared. They began arguing with him. 2 of the men took out handguns. Escobar was shot 6 times with a .38 caliber pistol. It was reported that the killer shouted "goal" after every shot. Once for each time the South American football commentators said it during the broadcast. The group then drove away, leaving Escobar to bleed to death. Escobar was taken to the hospital where he ended up dying 45 minutes later. Pretty hardcore stuff right there.
Yeah, like you think parents are bad when they go to their kids' games?
Yep.
This takes it to a whole new level.
And I played all the sports when I was a kid, so we got to see all the fun stuff. Parents getting booted out of games. Sir, you got to go sit over there now. You're not allowed to sit here anymore. All right, one final story. We got the updated college football rankings. No changes. You had Georgia coming in at number 1, Alabama coming in at number 2, Oregon number 3, Ohio State number 4. And then just on the outside looking in, you got Cincinnati coming in at number 5. Then Michigan, Michigan State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Wake Forest. That's your order right there. So if the playoffs were to start today, you would have Georgia taking on Ohio State, Alabama taking on Oregon. Chances are this stuff isn't going to play out that way because you have these teams playing each other eventually. Georgia, Alabama most likely going to play in the SEC championship game. You also have Ohio State. They're going to have to take on teams like Michigan, teams like that in the Big Ten. And I'm willing to bet right now $20 or the Oregon Ducks crap the bed in some way, shape, or form and don't make the playoff. I could see them losing to Utah very easily coming up. So that's the way that that's going to pan out.